Hello everybody, welcome to Illustrator Jones. Nobody loves me, nobody sent in a drawing. Oh, I'm totally distraught now. Yeah, nobody sent in a drawing. It's just me drawing Boggy Creek Monster. I was hoping for, a few drawings to be sent in, but it's getting a time to do all this stuff in it, really. I'm sure that's what it is. And not that you couldn't be bothered. Anyway, pull yourself together, man. What are you, man or a monkey? No, it doesn't matter. It was only an idea. I drew a carrot. No, I didn't draw a carrot. I had a carrot. There was a really weird shaped carrot. And I used the carrot loosely as a template for my Boggy Creek creature. That's hard to say. Boggy Creek creature. Yeah. So I used the carrot as you saw momentarily on the screen. And yeah, this is what's coming from it. Now, the story behind the Boggy Creek, me wanting to draw this, was because somebody, I can't remember who it was now, actually lives near the area where the creature lives in America. Obviously Boggy Creek, the place is called. And the story that I've linked to it myself, I've said it before on one of the videos and I can't remember which one, but shoot me if I've repeated myself. But I'd watched the movie as a young lad. I must have been about 8 or 9. Yeah. And what it was, on a Wednesday evening, there was, on I think it was BBC Two, because we only had 3 channels back then. 3! For you in America, you must think, what? 3? Yeah, we only had 3 channels. And at 6 o'clock on a Wednesday night, they used to show loads of B movies, monster movies and horror movies, and some of them were quite scary. Anyway, the Legend of Boggy Creek came on, and it was more like a documentary. And of course it had this idea that it was a true story, you see, which made it worse for me. So I watched this film and it scared me to after death. That this creature could be there. And it was quite a scary film as well. It was quite tense. The sounds that they used for the monster making its noise and everything were really scary, Well, it was to me back then. Anyway, I watched the film and got quite frightened of it. And then later that night, it had gone dark. And my dad says to me, go and get some coal in for the fire. So out I went, and we had a long garden, and at the end of this alleyway there was an old toilet which my dad had taken out and filled with coal, and there was a little light. You click on this light, that swung, moving the shadows around and everything, and there I was scooping this coal in. Well, there was bushes by the side of me, and there was an old empty shed by the other side of me with an old broken open door. And I was scared because I'd watched this film the same night. Anyway, I was shoveling away and I heard this crunch behind me, or by the side of me. And as I turned around, I saw this pale face looking at me, grinning. Well, I basically laid an egg. Screaming the place down, I threw me shovel at what I thought was the monster from Boggy Creek, which in reality wasn't. It was me dad. He crept in behind me, hidden in the shed, and he was there just to scare the heck out of me, and yet he did. So I threw the shovel at him, hit him with the shovel, and just stood there like a girl screaming. You might already know this story because I have said it before. And my mother comes out, going, what the heck have you done now, Russell? My dad's like, oh dear, what have I done? This didn't go well. Well, what did he expect? I was about 9 years old. And I just watched the horror movie, I hadn't seen horror movies really. these weren't really horror movies. They were just, you know, B movies. But I was, you know, easily impressed, which hasn't changed actually. I'm still easily impressed, and hence the Legend of Boggy Creek has its own story in the undergrowth of a place called Gorslas, which is Welsh in South Wales, near a place called Cross Hands. If you want to know where it is. Yeah, the beast didn't actually exist. It was me dad pretending to be the monster. And it really did frighten me. And for many years, if we went anywhere near anywhere that looked remotely woody, or like, you know, a swamp, which we don't have swamps in Wales, or we do, but not like they have in America. You know, I'd always say, "Oh, look, Boggy Creek could be in there." So it became a kind of family favourite. And then Boggy Creek 2 came out, and it kind of spoiled the whole thing, because that was terrible. It was alright. I remember being scared watching that, thinking, oh, you know. And then when I saw it with a baby, I was like, oh no, that's kind of ruined it now. Anyway, that was the story behind this. So I said to everybody, would you like... Somebody offered to draw one, but it's getting the time, isn't it, to do it? And I was hoping people would say, please, if you still want to do one, send it in. I will show it on any video that comes up. It doesn't matter. You haven't missed anything. You know, you haven't missed a date or a timeline. Have a go at drawing your own version of Boggy Creek and send us it in. I think my email is on one of the links in the description. So have a look in there and send it to me. If you feel like doing one. If you don't worry about it. I won't get upset, I promise. Do you remember that when you were kids, when you used to do that? You used to overcry and get so upset you sit there going... Well, I do. Such a blinking wuss. Anyway, that's where that all came from, and this is my cartoon version of Boggy Creek. Now, here is a drawing I've done in my sketchbook of Boggy Creek, but it's nothing like this. No, it's a little bit... I just watched, last night, I watched The Legend of Boggy Creek 2. The Legend Continues. Something like that. It was alright, it was okay. It wasn't as scary as the first one. But it inspired me to have a go at drawing it, and I thought you might like to have a look what I did. Getting back to this week's video, yeah, this is my, you know, my style version of the Boggy Creek monster. Isn't it strange how something becomes such a part of your life because it's frightened you? Oh, dearie me, it's crazy, absolutely crazy. Yeah, even me cousins, you know, they were affected by it as well. I think it was because, or did I watch it with them afterwards? Did somebody record it on a video? I can't remember. But anyway, it frightened us because the theory was that all these little events that you see in the film actually happened. Of course, being 9 years old, you believe everything, don't you? It's all true, of course it is. It's absolutely true. So, whenever we went, you know, if it was a little bit spooky or, you know, looked like the movie, it was like, oh, Boggy Creek lives in there. Anyway, so he's done the pencil, or more accurately, I've done the pencil. And I'm rubbing it out now because I've done all the inking. I was quite happy with it actually. I wasn't sure at the beginning whether I could get the pose right, but I did want to put Seamus in there, but no, let the monster have all the glory. So now I'm sticking in some cross-hatching to give him some shading with line. Now if you want to colour this in, I will load it up on my website, which you can now scan in with your phone. in the corner of the page. Look, can you see the little QR code? If you scan that, it'll take you straight to my website, and you can download for free, no charge, a black and white copy of this, and then you can colour it in for a laugh. Or, you know, if you fancy, you could trace it or copy it. If you do have a go, if anybody has a go, please send them to me, to my email address. I'll put it in the, I'm sure it's on the, in the description. But if not, I'll make sure it is, so you can send it in. And I'll show it on one of the videos, if anybody does, if anybody fancies it. If anybody can be bothered. Anyway, yeah, we've got 81 subscribers now, up to 81. We're doing alright. For me. Great, thank you ever so much, everybody. Very, very kind of you. Yeah, so yeah, this turned out alright, this drawing. I was a bit worried because I'm doing this. I'm going, well, what colours am I going to use? You know, you can't really use, you know, bright and happy colours, because it wouldn't give the right impression. It's got to be creepy. Well, not creepy, but it's got to be in line with what, you know, what I think. When I see the film, I always think of the orange skyline and the sun just going down, you know, and the horrible scream that it does in the movie. I know that's a man-made scream, but whoever did it, honestly, it was frightening. Yeah, they don't do that so much in the second one. They kind of make it more monster-like, but it was a real unearthly sound in the first movie. Some little twigs and sticks to make you look like it's in the woods, out in the woods. Did it say Arkansas? I can't remember where it was now. Where actually Boggy Creek? I'm sure it's Arkansas, is it? I could be wrong. Probably am, knowing me. Yeah, so it's going alright, the drawing. I'm quite happy with it. I did it like a little poster. It's quite funny, quite light-hearted. Didn't want to make it too scary. Because I know there's some kids watch this channel, I found out recently, which is why, wow! Brilliant! They actually sit there and draw. Sorry it's not a scribble sketch episode. Although when you look at the beginning of it, it is a scribble really. It's just a circle. You know, I started with a circle and built off that then. So in a way it is, everything starts with a scribble or a sketch. And then you work from that and build on it. So here we go. I went for these autumnal colours. I wanted the orange sky in the background. And I was going to do very dark trees in the back, like purpley black colour, which maybe I should have done, but I didn't. I went with these colours instead. Yeah, I should have really done like a very dark purple and series of purple trees, but I wanted him to pop off the page well, so yeah, you don't want it too dark and sinister, do you? But it's alright, it's coming together. So has anybody seen any movies? First of all, is everybody okay? Are you alright? Are you having a good week so far? I've not long come back yesterday from a few days away with my wife. Up in the hills in Pembrokeshire, Wales. What a beautiful place. Not that far away from here. But, oh dear me, I love it. I live in a beautiful country. Really is stunning. Wales. What a beautiful place. Anyway, yeah, if I haven't... What? Oh no, I have watched some movies. But not horror movies. They're movies my wife would like, so when we were away. But I watched one yesterday, I can't remember, with Jerry Lewis in. Oh, it was very funny, where he has to look after 3 triplets. He has to look after 3 babies that his friend has had. Really funny. On YouTube, if anybody wants to have a look at it. I forgot what it's called now. Anyway, it's a good film. Always liked Jerry Lewis. Always thought he was an absolute scream. What a funny, funny guy. Or he could put on the funny. I don't know if he was like that in real life. I'm sure he wasn't. But yeah, what a funny fella. I used to love him when I was a kid. Anytime Jerry Lewis came on, I was glued to the telly. There was Jerry Lewis. Who else did I like? I used to love George Formby movies. You can watch a lot of them on YouTube. George Formby films. Will Hay. I think Will Hay was really funny. Yeah. All those old films. You kids don't watch them now, do they? They don't even bother. Oh no, can't watch that. It's black and white. Honestly. Some of the best movies are in black and white. So yeah, kids, if if you're bored watching watch some old movies. Get on YouTube and stick in Jerry Lewis. Or Laurel and Hardy. Oh, there's another set. I think the ultimate in funny guys, those two. No, I haven't watched a scary film yet. For a while now. I say scary, they're not scary. They're just old movies. But back then in their day, they were like, oh yeah, they'll prepare to be terrified. You sit there going, alright, I'm still waiting. Film's finished. But some of them are frightening. Yeah, there's one I found quite scary called The Dark House. Is it The Dark House? The Dark Old House? Yeah, that's a good film. That's a good old movie. There's two versions of that. There's one with Boris Karloff in. That's the one you want to watch, not the other one. The other one's hopeless. They made one in the 60s, which is just a load of nonsense. But yeah. Then again, none of you might, you might not like these kind of films. It's just when I watch them, there's usually nothing in them that you think, oh, I've got to turn the telly off. There's no rude bits or, the language is to a very, very low minimum. You might get a darn it. Or what the hell. That's about as far as it goes. Oh yeah, put a little bit of shading in now with the colour. I enjoy the colour because this is completely different from what I normally do. I quite enjoy doing this. Not bad, it's alright, it'll do. It'll do. It's not great. It's not good. But it's good enough. Yeah, I was watching, is it Gamey Builds? Have you watched him? He's good. He's doing a story the other day, and he's an American lad, he did quite a good Scottish accent. I was quite impressed with that. He's a very talented lad. Yeah, although I wish he wouldn't use the laser cutter so much. That's what I love about Bill making stuff, see. He doesn't use anything like that. He just makes it purely from anything you can find around the house. Bits of cardboard and plastic. He's great, he is. And his brother, Dan does. Mr. does. He's the same. It's very, very good. So now... Oh, no he's not. I thought I was going to colour him in. No, I've got to colour this in. I was going to do this all red and gory, but I didn't really want to do that. I thought I'll do it slimy green colour, like a boggy green. Okay, everybody, do you think, or who thinks that the Boggy Creek creature is real? Or do you think it's just made up for tourists to get them in there? Like the Loch Ness Monster. Oh, that is real actually, isn't it? The Loch Ness Monster, I forgot about that. It's been proven to be real. Well, it was in the movie, wasn't it? You know that film with Ted Danson in? He found it. It's called a water kelpie. I bet you none of you know what that is. You know, it's one of those films that have just disappeared into into the ether. I want them to be real. That's the problem with me. I really want them to be real. It's coming together now. You've got one in America, haven't you? Isn't it? Is he called Big Blue? In a lake, a monster in a lake. Well, you've got all the monsters basically in America. You know, you got your Sasquatch, Bigfoot, which I reckon is the same thing. You know, and you got these programs now, haven't you, with these fellas running around the woods scaring each other to death in the dark. It's a good job I'm not there. Honestly, I'd be throwing things at you. Yeah, what am I going to do now? Oh, I colour in the text. Yeah, you know, you've got all the monsters. We haven't got it. What have we got here? Nothing. Nothing like that. There's no. There is a legend, and somehow it's come to fruition that yeah, it might be true that there's a big cat around. I don't know where though. In Britain somewhere. You know, not a cat, not like a pussycat. Not like Sylvester. I mean, you know, like a panther kind of thing. But you've got them over there as well, haven't you? You've got bears over with you in America. Man alive, that scares me. Ever since I saw that movie, what was that called with Anthony Hopkins in, where that fella got eaten by a bear? Do you know, I can't think. No, it wasn't Instinct. It was something else. Can't remember what it was called now. Oh, frightened me that day. I was scared of bears ever since then. You've got sharks, haven't you, as well, in America? Jaws. Oh, we've got sharks here, mind you. They have been seen here, but, you know, they'll bite you. But they're not like those giant, blinking great whites. So I wouldn't go into the sea for ages because of them. Easily influenced me. Yeah, I was happy with the way this came out. It looks like a comic book cover, doesn't it? I could do my own comic, couldn't I? The Legend of Boggy Creek. Hey, that'd be a good idea, that. I don't suppose there's any copyright on the monster of Boggy Creek, is there? Whenever I do these things like the legend, I always say the leg end of Boggy Creek. Oh, everything's a leg end. That's because every time I see that word, all I see is leg end. I don't see the word legend. Bit of greener. So everything else was yellows and mucky browns. So I did him the green instead of the background being the green. And yeah, I quite like the end result of this one. It was all right. But he was using that carrot at the beginning as just an idea. I did put the carrots on what was it? A message I did on the community on YouTube for you to have a look at and pick one, which one you would choose as a kind of starting point to draw your own Boggy Creek monster. But if you haven't done your drawing and you want to send one in, send them in still, and I will stick them on a little video as an extra. You know, you might just not have had the time to do it. I'm hoping that's what it is. But yeah, a little bit of shading now with a darker green. I like the colour he turned out. Maybe I should have done those trees behind a lot darker. I should have done the purple kind of thing. I don't know. I don't know. You're just making it up as you go, don't you? Just like Indiana Jones says. I don't know. I'm making this up as I go. I was in Raiders of the Lost Ark, that. Great line, that. Yeah. Shaping his muscles a bit with the shadows so he looks a bit more bulky and rounded. I like his face though. I did his face so that it looked like all the hair was a bit wet and manky around his mouth and you couldn't actually see his mouth because the hair was hanging over it. In the film, he does, well, not the first one. The first one, you never really see him, and I think that's what makes it worse. But in the second one, they show a bit too much of him. Or her, because he's got a kid now. You know, unless it's a chappie taking his kids out for a walk in the woods. But yeah, it's obviously not, you know, the second one. I don't know what the second one was meant to be. I didn't realise it was quite a hit of a movie, the first one. I didn't know. It was a good film. Very well done. Obviously on a cheap budget. Done like a documentary with scenes that were in it, you know, that were really quite frightening. Especially with a fella on the... Is it a fella or a woman on the toilet? And a big hairy hand comes through the window. Oh, do you know, that scared me to death, that. It really did. Scared the heck out of me. Yeah. Are we nearly there yet? Are we nearly there? Oh, I can't stop it now, can I? I can't stop it now. Yeah. So, how's the drawing coming, everyone? Are you having a go at drawing? Have you got a little sketchbook somewhere? You have a little draw every now and again. It's good fun. Also helps your brain. This helps me brain, I got to admit. Doing this and then the voiceover and everything. It's very therapeutic. Oh, when I was drawing this, I was listening to some podcasts which I've never listened to before. I didn't even know what a podcast was. I thought it was something to do with fishing. And I listened to one with what's his name? Paul McCartney. It was very interesting, that. Talking about different songs that he met, you know, with the Beatles and what was the meaning behind them. Yeah. Oh, he's signing it now. Look. I'll rub that out later on. Totally unnecessary. Ah, here we go. Here's the advert for Posca. If Posca pens, you people who make Posca pens want to sponsor my videos, you're very welcome. Because I use a lot of your pens, guys. Oh, as if that would happen, eh? Yeah, I do like the Posca pens. I have tried others. I've bought some from Temu and they're alright. They're okay. I need a bit more time with them, to be honest. The one I've used is alright. It's just not quite so bright as the Posca pen. The problem is, though, that they're really cheap in comparison. Although the Posca pens aren't that expensive, really. They're only just over £3. I think £3.60, £3.70, something. But the way I draw, you see, I go through a lot of them. I go through them very quickly. There you go. Dear Mr. Posca, could you supply me with a quantity of pens for my videos? Oh, we do anything to get a freebie. Yeah. Anyway, thank you ever so much for watching, everybody. Here comes the final results. Ta-da! And that's the final one. Thank you, everybody. See you soon. Bye!
Hi everybody, come again when you've got less time. Hope you enjoyed the video. I didn't, but it was rubbish. Anyway, thanks for watching.